Welcome to Introduction to Presentations in English. In this course, we're going to be looking at presentations, of course, and speeches. But there's many different places you can give presentations and speeches. A speech at a wedding is very different from a presentation in a business meeting. Giving a speech to an audience of adults is very different than giving a speech to an audience of children. So we're going to be looking at the many different tactics and tips for giving good presentations and speeches. We're going to watch a number of example presentations and speeches, because as we watch these examples of good presenters and not so good presenters, we'll get an idea of what we should do and what we shouldn't do when giving a presentation. Now, this week's objections are to clearly define presentation. What is a presentation? I mean, it's standing up in front of people and talking, but what more is it? And we're going to introduce the various factors involved in preparing for and delivering a speech, because those are two very important parts. People only see you delivering a speech, but if you don't prepare for the speech well, you won't be able to deliver it well. We're also going to explain that the point of a presentation is to explain new ideas, convince others of various perspectives, and influence others' opinions. We give speeches and presentations for a number of different reasons. So we're going to look at a few of those reasons this week. So, what is a presentation? These are introductory questions. I want your mind to start working. When I say the word presentation, what do you think of? Do you think of someone like me standing in front of a PowerPoint, talking to a big audience? Do you think of a business meeting where you're presenting facts and data? Do you think of maybe more of a speech where you're standing in front of a group of friends or at a wedding or something like that, where you're holding a drink in your hand and giving a speech? What do you think of when you hear the word presentation? Does it scare you? Do you get worried that you have to give a presentation and then you get very nervous? Okay, what is the best presentation that you have ever seen? Think back. What's the best presentation, either in real life or even on YouTube, that you've ever seen? Some of the best, very simple presenting skills I have ever seen are from Steve Jobs. He did an amazing job giving very simple, straightforward, but interesting presentations. And we are going to watch some of his videos in the coming weeks to see what he did well and why his presentations, why his speaking skill was so interesting. Okay, what are factors that you think are important for planning a speech? Okay, delivering a speech, we know you need to be confident, you need to be loud, you need to use your body, you need to actually be moving around and be interesting so people want to pay attention. But how do you plan a speech? What do you do when you need to plan how to give a speech? We're going to be looking at that and kind of approaching it from a different way than you might expect. We're going to be looking at a speech kind of like an essay. I know an essay is all writing, but the structure of an essay and the structure of a speech are both very similar. Also, what factors are important for delivering your speech? What do you have to think about when you're delivering your speech? It's not just words. If it was just words, I could stand here and be very boring and just read a script. But it's more than that. It's the inflection in your voice. It's your body language. It's many, many things that make a good speech and a good presentation. And those are some of the things I want you to think about as we go into this week's lesson.